People define art differently. To me, if there's such thing as art, then contortion is an art, for sure.
Extreme bending of the body. There's people, it's one of those things I think that people really react well to, because everyone knows their own body and they've had to stretch at one time or another in their body, and they know the limits of where their movement. So if they see someone who goes so far past that, that just something that doesn't look normal, that they look at it and go, my God, the body can't do that, it produces a very, very strong reaction in the audience. So it's a great act for that. It's one of the reasons why, well, contortion is one of the most successful acts to sell, also because it doesn't take much space. You don't need to rig something from the ceiling. You can do it in a small room on a small stage.
I was hitchhiking in the summer, and I met a girl, and she had gone to France to study contortion, and we were stretching together, and she's saying that I was a natural. I went to a school in China where it was inexpensive and where they trained really hard, so I could accomplish the same amount of things in a less amount of time because they trained 8 hours a day. It was like the happiest I've ever been. I was like so excited to go and train every day. Difficult coming back like for culture shock. Then I was just training by myself for a whole year and doing shows in Winnipeg. I contacted Peter and Nino when I first came back, and they just wanted to help me with my practice because they knew I was practicing alone. So I decided that they were people that I would really like to work with.
When I was put in gymnastics, I instantly loved it. At the gym, there was also the circus group that I work for now, Underground Circus.
And at one point, I realized that I didn't want to do artistic gymnastics anymore.
My mom's very proud of me. I think she's like happy that I found something that I love.
I think there's two types of contortionists, firstly, and I would call them made and natural contortionists. The difference is a natural contortionist would be someone who was born being able to bend in half, just whenever they please, no need for warm-up, just foomp, leg overhead, or whatever it happens to be. I believe I was a made contortionist, which are people who can do the same skill, they just weren't born having it.
It does involve a long time to train though, because you have to mold your body. If you don't have 100% natural flexibility, you have to make sure that you develop all the skills to the right level where you won't damage your body over 20 years. You have to know to do your technique correctly every single time. You have to be able to know the correct warm-up procedures.
Contortionists are really strong. You have to be.
You have a vein and an artery who come here, and they have to develop that flexibility on their vertebrae here, so slowly, and the strength to lift up, because when they put their chest on the ground, now their head is really up or in advance, and it's not natural to go and put your head on the ground and have your back. If you go too fast and you're not aware of it, you can put too much pressure in here and suddenly you black out. Oops, you're gone. And if you stay in that position 10 seconds, if there's nobody to help you to get out of it, you can die of it.
You can hurt yourself, but if you don't push yourself enough, you're never going to go anywhere. So you have to find a balance between that.
If anyone ever asks, I tell them I'm a circus performer. And then they ask what I do. And I say I'm a contortionist. If they don't know what that is, I usually just tell them I bend in half. They always ask me to show them.
Sometimes I lie because I don't want to talk about it. Sometimes I get tired of it, or I don't want to feel like I'm bragging because you can't say it without somebody being like.
The thing about contortion is it's so unexpected. It's different. It's a change. That people are always amazed by it. They don't see this on a day-to-day basis, so they're always impressed, and they always want to see more.
if there is no creative or theatrical aspect to whatever performance you're doing, you can't call yourself a contortionist. You're just someone very flexible.
It's fun watching people's reactions. A lot of the time when you do contortion, you'll get the, ew, I can't watch because it's so gross. And it's hilarious. It's amazing that you can have that sort of effect on a person. It's fun.
I'm proud of what I do, and I'm proud of like the decisions I've made, and I'm happy